morning of the dawn of all things. Rain fell on the green western mountains. It danced down and snaked to the east, seeking the sea. At one place it turned for a moment, confused, and then turned again, moving towards the smell of far-off sea. In that one place, that crook in the river, ages passed, and trees rose and fell and rose again. The footprints of men and deer speckled the ground in the wooded places, but the woods were silent except for the cry of the hawks, the nattering of the squirrels, and the soft talk of men on the hunt. Then other folk came, louder folk. The trees fell before them, and those folk cast seeds on the ground. Up sprouted wheat, and tobacco, and corn. One of those seeds was different, and that seed grew into a church. It wasn't a big church, and the shadows of the tall corn fell dark across it. It wasn't a loud church either. It liked to sit and think, so the loud folk didn't notice it much, so little there in the shade. It sat there thinking, small and peaceful-like, in that place in the crook of the river. It sang a thoughtful little Jesus song and got to laughing to itself now and again at the stuff it thought of. Soon after the little church had sprung from the earth, the great harvester rose and walked the land. It was the season of the harvest of men, and men rose like wheat from the earth, row upon row by the tens of thousands. All was mud and noise. Some of those men sought quiet in the little church, and it opened to them and welcomed them in and sang them its sweet, little, quiet song. But the great harvester reached in and took them, and the brick of the church grew red with shame that its song could not protect them. Then the great harvester rose and walked to the fields of men, and took a rich harvest. Those in the fields, all broken up by his trampling, were brought into the little church, and it grew redder still with the ebbing stain of their lives. Then with baskets full and shadows growing long on the earth, the great harvester walked on south. And the place in the crook of the river grew all quiet again. The little red church kept singing its sweet, thoughtful little Jesus song, and years piled on top of years, each one exactly the same as the other. And the little church grew tired. Its voice grew weak, and its song grew so quiet it could barely hear it itself. So it decided it was maybe time to rest a while. It closed its little eyes and went to sleep. But down the snake of the river, halfway to the sea, well, there the loud folk had started growing, till there wasn't any more room to grow. So they came a-walking back up to the crook of the river, and they cast down their seeds again upon the ground. Up sprouted shiny cars, black snake roads, and big houses, and the shadows of those big houses fell dark across the little sleeping church. The sound of all those loud goings-on woke the little red church up again, and it opened its eyes. It gave a yawn, shook the cobwebs out of its head, and started thinking and humming and singing that sweet little song again, but just a little bit louder now, so folks might hear over all the noise. And to this day, that's where that little church sits, singing its song in the shadow of the big houses, nestled in the crook of the river, in between the sea and the green western mountains.